Dan RadioStyle, hope everybody out there's having themselves a great day. Chapter 11 in Your Faith is Your Fortune is Christmas. And it's a wonderful story where Goddard gets into the symbology and some of the reasons for the 24th or the 25th being Christmas, why it's called the virgin birth, what this actually implies from the standpoint of a virgin birth, and how we basically bring something into life from nothing. No one outside ourselves really has to do anything when it comes to manifesting other than us. We hold the consciousness and things unfold. They condense into physicality. Christmas is also a great time, I think, that analogizes what manifesting is. You do the consciousness, you spend the time thinking, a feeling of the wish fulfilled, and you become that energy, you feel that energy. That's essentially putting the stocking on the chimney with care, right? So it's an empty stocking, and you've done the thing, but you've put the stocking up. That's what the manifestation technique is. You put the stocking up, and then you're going to wake up Christmas morning, whenever that is. Could be tomorrow, could be next week, could be a month from the manifesting standpoint. But Christmas morning, you wake up, and now your stocking is full. Your gifts have arrived. Your dream is here. And that is what manifestation is. We're doing the technique. We're putting the stocking there. We just got to wait for it to get filled. It gets filled. It's going to happen. It's happening. I don't know how you want to look at it. Like, I know it's in process. It's happening. And I know it will unfold in its own time. So for me, it's like, it is right now. It's happening right now. It's etherically real. And it's going to condense into physicality. And at some point, my physicality is going to show me this thing I'm manifesting. And at that point, I'll stop trying to do the techniques, or I'll stop focusing on living in the end, because now I'm in the end. So you don't have to focus or change or any of that. But it's a great time of year to really think about the idea of bringing things into our life. We're also about to change a calendar year coming up. And so a lot of people, even though it's not the best way to do things, start to try to turn over a new leaf for the new year. And so good things to think about there too. Good practices, best behaviors, keep doing things on a regular basis. But Christmas is a magical time. It's a time where your gifts and dreams come true. You go to bed with an empty stocking, and you wake up with a full stocking. It's a very profound example of what we're all exemplifying with manifestation. Bringing something from nothing into our lives. So what's Goddard have to say about Christmas? Behold, a virgin shall be with a child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. Matthew chapter 1, verse 23. One of the most controversial statements in the New Testament concerns the virgin conception and subsequent birth of Jesus, a conception in which a man had no part. It is recorded that a virgin conceived a son without the aid of man, then secretly and without effort gave birth to her conception. This is the foundation upon which all Christendom rests. The Christian world is asked to believe this story, for man must believe the unbelievable to fully express the greatness that he is. Scientifically, man might be inclined to discard the whole Bible as untrue, because his reason will not permit him to believe that the virgin birth is psychologically possible. But the Bible is a message of the soul and must be interpreted psychologically if man is to discover the true symbology. Man must see this story as a psychological drama rather than a statement of physical fact. In so doing, he will discover the Bible to be based on a law which, if self-applied, will result in a manifested expression transcending his wildest dreams of accomplishment. To apply this law of self-expression, man must be schooled in the belief and disciplined to stand upon the platform that all things are possible to God. No matter what, all things are possible to God. It's a powerful statement if you think about it. It's possible. Anything's possible, which means you can create the avenue for it. We're going to have to maybe tap dance when we get down to some places. We're going to have to react and act. But we can create the possibility of it. Anything's possible. It's what we choose once these possibilities start to present themselves to us. Manifestation is a set of steps, a set of possibilities, a set of reactions, a set of circumstances. A lot of things are going to occur that we're often either going to react or we're going to notice or we're going to partake in. But the whole manifestation process is an experience. Goddard continues, the outstanding dramatic dates of the New Testament, namely the birth, death, and resurrection of Jesus, were timed and dated to coincide with certain astronomical phenomena. The mystics who recorded this story noticed that at certain seasons of the year, beneficial changes on Earth coincided with astronomical changes above. In writing this psychological drama, they have personified the story of the soul as the biography of man. Using these cosmic changes, they have marked the birth and resurrection of Jesus to convey that the same beneficial changes take place psychologically in the consciousness of man as he follows the law. Even to those who fail to understand it, the story of Christmas is one of the most beautiful stories ever told. When unfolded in the light of its mystic symbology, it is revealed as the true birth of every manifestation in the world. The virgin birth is recorded as having taken place on December 25th, or, as certain secret societies celebrate it, on Christmas Eve at midnight of December 24th. Mystics established this date to mark the birth of Jesus because it was in keeping with the great earthly benefits this astronomical change signifies. The astronomical observations which prompted the authors of this drama to use these dates were all made in the northern hemisphere. So from an astronomical point of view, the reverse would be true if seen from the southern latitudes. However, this story was recorded in the north and therefore was based on northern observations. Man very early discovered that the sun played a most important part of his life, that without the sun, physical life as he knew it could not be. So the most important dates in the story of the life of Jesus are based upon the position of the sun as seen from the earth in the northern latitudes. After the sun reaches its highest point in the heavens in June, it gradually falls southward, taking with it the life of the planet world, so that by December, almost all of nature has been stilled. Should the sun continue to fall southward, all nature would be stilled unto death. However, on December 25th, the sun begins its great move northward, bringing with it the promise of salvation and life anew for the world. Each day as the sun rises higher in the heavens, man gains confidence in being saved from death by cold and starvation, for he knows that as it moves northward and crosses the equator, all nature will rise again, will be resurrected from its long winter sleep. Our day is measured from midnight to midnight, and since the visible day begins in the east and ends in the west, the ancients said the day was born of that constellation which occupied the eastern horizon at midnight. On Christmas Eve, or midnight of December 24th, the constellation Virgo is rising in the eastern horizon. So it is recorded that this Son and Savior of the world was born of a virgin. It is also recorded that this virgin mother was traveling through the night, that she stopped at an inn and was given the only available room among the animals there in the manger, where the animals fed and the shepherds found the Holy Child. The animals with whom the Holy Virgin was lodged are the holy animals of the Zodiac. There in that constantly moving circle of astronomical animals stands the Holy Mother, Virgo, and there you will see her every midnight of December 24th, standing on the eastern horizon as the Son and Savior of the world starts his journey northward. Psychologically, this birth takes place in man on that day when man discovers his consciousness to be the Son and Savior of the world. When man knows the significance of this mystical statement, I am the light of the world, he will realize that his I am, or consciousness, is the sun of his life, which sun radiates images upon the screen of space. These images are in the likeness of that which he, as man, is conscious of being. Thus, qualities and attributes which appear to move upon the screen of the world are really projections of this light from within himself. The numberless unrealized hopes and ambitions of man are the seeds which are buried within the consciousness of virgin womb of man. There they remain like the seeds of earth, held in frozen waste of winter, waiting for the sun to move northward or for man to return to the knowledge of who he is. In returning, he moves northward through the recognition of his true self by claiming, I am the light of the world. When man discovers his consciousness, or I am to be God, the Savior of his world, he will be as the sun in the northern passage. All hidden urges and ambitions will then be warmed and stimulated into birth by this knowledge of the true self. He will claim that he is that which hereto he hoped to be. Without the aid of any man, he will define himself as that which he desires to express. He will discover that his I am is the Virgin conceiving without aid of man, that all conceptions of himself, when felt and fixed in consciousness, will be embodied easily as living realities in the world. Man will one day realize that this whole drama takes place in his consciousness, that his unconditioned consciousness, or I am, is the Virgin Mary desiring to express, that through this law of self-expression, he defines himself as that which he desires to express, and that without the help or cooperation of anyone, he will express that which he has consciously claimed and defined himself as being. He will then understand why Christmas is fixed on December 25th, while Easter is a movable date, while upon the virgin conception the whole of Christendom rests, that his consciousness is the virgin womb or bride of the Lord receiving impressions as self-impregnations, and then without assistance, embodying these impressions as the expression of life. Goddard beautifully states the symbology behind Christmas, behind the virgin birth, behind Jesus coming from nothing. Our consciousness, the I am, coming from nothing, or creating something from nothing. The idea of waking up with the stockings full when they were empty the night before is exactly what we're doing in our manifestation process. It is easy as that. You do the tools, you put the stocking up, and it will get filled. Allow it to be filled. Allow your dream to unfold. It may not look like it's full when you wake up. Maybe Christmas is a week off, and you put your stocking up early. And so every morning you wake up and it's not Christmas yet, so it's not full yet. It's okay. It's coming. It will get full. It will get filled. And that's the same with our manifestation. It's the same with what it is that we're creating. Stay focused and fixed on it. Stay in that consciousness where you have it. Stay in that knowing that it's coming. Stay focused in the direction of where you're going. Keep looking at where you're heading. Don't worry too much about what's going on right now around you. Now, granted, it is good to pay attention to the now, but when it comes to your manifestation, if you're trying to create something different, looking at your now and letting that guide you is not necessarily correct. It's putting the cart before the horse, as they say. Manifestation comes from inside. It comes from the inside of ourselves and then expresses itself outward. It's the empty stocking put on the wall, put on the chimney with care, so it can be filled with our dreams, with our goals, with our hopes. Everything that you want is available for you. Just be it. And enjoy your Christmas when you open your presents, when you see the gift presented, when the virgin birth comes from nothingness and becomes something in your life. Rejoice, because the time is yours. The dream is yours. This life is yours. Do what you want with it. Create your own presents. Enjoy your Christmas. Dan RadioStyle.